Thursday from 4 to 5. That is the Be Local Buzz with Devin on TAN Talk, 1340 AM and 106 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. Looking forward to speaking with you.
Shenyun, a performance that truly matters to every one of us, is coming March 7th through April 2nd to Mahaffey Theater, St. Petersburg, and RP Funding Center, Lakeland. Shenyun revives 5,000 years of civilization through choreographed dance, music combining Western and Chinese instruments, and dynamic 3D backdrop. Come and see it once in your lifetime. Tickets at shenyun.com/FL.
In 1971, Richard Nixon signed the Peasant Reduction Act, in which just people described in the U.S. Constitution are subhuman with no political existence, rights, and voice. In 2010, 5 corporation lawyers ruled that corporations are people, can spend any amount of money to influence the outcome of American elections. Don from Largo.com, 2 o'clock on Thursdays. Something's wrong. I wonder what it is. Let's have a constitutional republic.
This is the radio program Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks,
hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the TAN Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
It's time for the Kelly Kelly Show on the TAN Talk Radio Network with your hosts Kelly Kelly and Doug Kelly. Kelly is an award-winning photographer and travel writer, as well as the publisher of the popular ColorfulClearwater.com blog. And Doug is the author of 3 published books and a contributing editor for Florida Sportsman magazine. Now, here they are.
Yes, it's spring break. It's a break, all right. As in a financial boon to the travel industry. Lots of people don't like the crowded beaches, crowded roads, crowded restaurants, and all that, but maybe so. But Tampa, and in particular the beach communities in Pinellas County, thrive, getting more heads and beds and all that cash flowing in. So we want to be nice to tourists, right, Kel?
That's true, Doug. And all that added to tax revenue essentially pays for additional advertising and promoting of our community. The crowds might cause us residents to bite our lips and frown, especially when caught in a traffic jam or long lines at attractions. But the other side of the coin is a robust economy that helps us all.
I lived in the Florida Keys for 7 years, and there's only one road from Florida City, which is just south of Miami, to Key West. It's US 1. And same thing. You have to put up with the crowds every March and April and many other times during the year, and just be glad for all the wallets flowing down US 1, because they do help everybody.
Absolutely. Crowds or no crowds, thanks for being with us today. Our show is also live on Facebook as well as on the TAN Talk Radio Network's YouTube channel and as podcast too. We're also joined today by Big Ed Davis, the executive producer of the TAN Talk Network.
Here he is. Yes, sir. Ed, this time of year is one of losing players and gaining players for the Tampa Bay Bucks. We acquired Baker Mayfield as a likely starter over Kyle Trask. And Baker's been, I think to 3 teams in the last year or 2, but he's got a tremendous potential. You're our sports guru. So in addition to Mayfield, what grade would you give the Bucks so far in rebuilding a team without Tom Brady and, frankly, a so-so offensive line that last year they won their division but still had a losing season at 8-9?
I think you got to go with an incomplete right now.
Yeah.
It's not finished yet, so.
Yep.
We're going to see,
I know.
The thing is there's going to be an open competition. It's going to be a big drop-off from last year.
Oh, boy, yeah.
But you're still going to pay those premiums on those ticket prices.
Well, that's what happens when you import the GOAT from New England. For sure. He was here only 3 years, but he really turned our whole city upside down with enthusiasm. Yeah. It was really exciting having him here. Speaking of triumphs, the University of Miami, the fantastic, incredible Miami Hurricane basketball team. For once, I'm not talking about the football team. The baseball team used to be one of the best in the nation for years and years, but basketball, they're in the Final Four. And I know that Ed wanted me to bring that up very much.
I don't know if you heard, but I last night I was watching TV and I saw the Final Four, and I thought,
I know, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You knew
Miami's in there. That's all I'm going to hear about tomorrow.
You're darn right. You're darn right. You got that right.
Anyway, well, we'll be back after this short break, but first, see if you know the answer to this. What is the world's tallest grass? The answer right after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
In 1955, the law firm now known as Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes made a decision. Instead of taking whatever cases came through their doors, they decided to focus specifically on personal injury. 64 years later, the law firm is one of Clearwater's longest-running personal injury firms. Available 24 hours a day with offices in Clearwater and throughout Tampa Bay, they're ready to put decades of experience to work for you if you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or injured due to someone's negligence or recklessness. If you feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or unsure about your next steps after being involved in an accident or after a loved one sustained serious injuries due to someone else's negligence, call Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes at 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. That's 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. Non-attorney spokesman.
Shop the largest selection of Guy Harvey apparel, artwork, and gift items at GuyHarvey.com. From the world-renowned marine wildlife artist, the Guy Harvey online shop features the latest in performance apparel, classic Guy Harvey t-shirts, decor for every room in your home, exquisite ocean-inspired jewelry, and unique gift items, including custom merchandise not available anyplace else. Browse an extensive catalog of original Guy Harvey works of art and a full range of beautiful reproductions. As with all Guy Harvey merchandise, a percentage of sales benefits the ocean conservation, research, and education work of the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. The Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation will help ensure that future generations can enjoy and benefit from a well-balanced ocean ecosystem. Bring the undersea world into your everyday life at GuyHarvey.com.
Do you know what a truly special blog is? It's a website that's rated as one of the best in Florida, chock full of fantastic articles, humor, videos, and hundreds of cool pictures. So what blog is creating all that buzz? It's ColorfulClearwater.com, a blog on the internet created by Kelly Kelly. In only its second year, ColorfulClearwater.com is gaining in popularity every day due to its original writing and original videos and photography. It's updated several times per week with fresh content and includes everything about the color, culture, and vibrancy of Clearwater's citizens and businesses. Even though it covers just one city in Florida, ColorfulClearwater.com nonetheless is already outperforming blogs promoting tourist destinations and major sports teams. Hey, see for yourself. Give a visit to ColorfulClearwater.com and make it your source of enlightening insights and entertainment. That's ColorfulClearwater.com.
Ask any successful entrepreneur. They'll tell you that the fundamental way to grow a business is through strategic connections. Relationships drive business. Forming a solid network of reliable contacts is essential to your growth. And there's no better way to get connected in Clearwater than through membership in Amplify Clearwater, your Chamber of Commerce for Clearwater and Clearwater Beach. Amplify Clearwater is your first level of support. Membership affords you the opportunity to meet like-minded business owners you otherwise wouldn't have met. You'll be able to collaborate, network, support, bond, and do business with each other. Interested? Then visit amplifyclearwater.com. There you'll find all the information you need to make an informed decision and start the membership application process. Amplify Clearwater. One community, one chamber, one vision. Join today at amplifyclearwater.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
All righty. Well, thanks for sticking with us on the Kelly Kelly Show. I'm Doug Kelly with my wife, co-host, and better three-quarter, Kelly Kelly. Yes, that's really her name. She has a T-shirt that has K2 on it.
That's true.
That's true. And before the break, Kelly asked if you knew the answer to the question, what is the world's tallest grass? Believe it or not, it's bamboo. And everybody calls them bamboo trees, but they're actually, as a species, considered a grass.
Huh.
Isn't that something else?
Yeah, the things you learn on the Kelly Show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. I'd like to introduce our next guest. Her name is Rita Besser. And Rita, thanks for being with us today on the Kelly Show.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
We get to talk today about one of my favorite topics, and I mean my favorite topics. So,
ice cream.
Before we get into it, tell us about where you were born and raised.
I was born in Detroit, Michigan. I lived there all my life.
So far
until I moved to Fort Collins, Colorado for 20 plus years. And now I'm here in Clearwater Beach, the Sunshine State.
I'd remarked too that when I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, our golf team used to go play a golf course in Fort Collins, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The golf course there with all of the elevations and the greenery during summer and spring is breathtaking.
That's crazy. I lived in Cheyenne, Wyoming for a year before I went to Fort Collins.
Very good.
So what about your background?
Let's see. My background. Well, I went to a Catholic school in Hamtramck, Michigan, St. Florian's. I had all nuns as teachers and a couple priests. So that was fun. I enjoyed anything that had to do with boats and Great Lakes and sports and live music and mainly music in general. I grew up on Motown.
Detroit.
So, I'm born and raised Detroit. I mean,
D-City.
I love all kinds of music. So gospel, blues, jazz.
Fantastic. Well, that was the home of Motown, right?
Yes.
That was it. That was incredible. What was the guy, Ed, you might know this, Barry, he was a producer back in the 60s, Barry
Gordy.
Barry Gordy. I mean, he had all of these groups, Supremes, etc. Was phenomenal. What a great place to be from.
Oh, yeah.
And you also have been in the promotional business. You book musicians and entertainers. You plan parties. You're a bartender.
I am. I can make a mean Long Island iced tea.
Oh yes, yes. I've been crawling on a few floors from that. Those things hit you good, just like the hurricanes in New Orleans. Hey, this was like Punch, right? After about 3 of them, you can't find your nose.
That's right.
That's something else. That's great. So tell us about, you've been a guest speaker. Tell us about that too.
I have. I've been a guest speaker at Colorado State University and Loveland High School, an entrepreneurism class in tourism. It was very scary at first because you see a lot of students staring down at you, wondering, what is this lady going to talk about? And so I also been a MC for music festivals and concerts. So believe it or not, I still get nervous when I speak in public. When they say picture them nude does not work at all. I just have to look, way, way far, ahead.
Or have a Long Island of
Exactly. Even Elvis Presley said he gets nervous before every performance.
Really?
You'd think he'd be so used to it. All the places he's played, at least, I don't know about thousands, but hundreds and hundreds of venues, he still gets extremely nervous before each one.
Well, not anymore. He doesn't.
Well, but he was worried he'd forget some of the words to his own songs. And, he said he'd have these moments sometimes like people do where you freeze up and you don't know what to say. But anyway, don't be concerned at all about being nervous. It's a very normal
thing. Won a bunch of awards.
Yes, you have.
So, obviously the nerves didn't stop you from winning awards.
It must be something that comes out when the nervousness wears off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get over that, huh?
Yeah.
Tell her, let's mention some of the awards.
Some Mover and Shaker Award, Certified Tourism of the Year Award, Volunteer of the Year, Employee of the Year, and you, let's see, organized and hosted Fort Collins, Colorado 1st and 2nd, Juneteenth. Oh, and I remember you were saying something about doing something like that here.
Yes, we're in the process of organizing a Juneteenth here in Clearwater.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's the 1st or the 2nd, but I have not seen anything since I've been here the 3 years. So we want to, bring rebirth, bring it back. And we're inviting organizations to be a part of it. We'll have more of that in the works coming up.
Now, I know not a lot of people know what Juneteenth is. Can you explain that?
Well, yes. Juneteenth.
Well, it's about celebrating
the celebration,
Black heritage, right?
Yes, it's a celebration of the slaves from in Tennessee. No, I'm sorry, Texas.
Yeah. Right.
We have a bunch of events. We'll have a step show coming up. We'll have get together, a comedy show. So right now it's in the works.
Yeah. Planning stages.
Gotcha.
Yes, we're in the planning stages.
I'll tell you what's incredibly remarkable. I'll tell you what's phenomenal. And so people just listening can't enjoy this or admire it. We are on Facebook and we're also on YouTube if you wanted to check in and see it. But our guest has a 21-year-old daughter, and it looks like you're 28 or 30. I mean,
it does.
It's remarkable.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And what is she doing?
That's a compliment. She is an illustrator. She's in Colorado with her dad. She's figuring it out.
Very good.
She's one of those that she just turned 21. So right now she enjoys drawing. She's working on a comic book.
Oh, really?
And so, she's in the stages of doing it.
Yeah,
so,
good.
Mom's always the last to find out.
Yeah. Well, she's got creative abilities. So that's good if she's going to be doing a magazine. That'll be great. One of the, I guess, incredible things that you're in your background and what you do is ice cream.
Yes.
Ben & Jerry's is one of the more popular ice cream franchises in the whole world. And you're with an organization. Tell us about that and all that they're doing, and especially the two that are in the Tampa Bay area.
Well, Primo Partners Ice Cream. We just opened, we've been open a year, Midtown Tampa location and Clearwater Beach location. We have 32 plus flavor ice creams. 32 plus, and more. We make our waffle cones in-house, fresh waffle cones and cookies and brownies in-house. My favorite flavor was vanilla until I started working there. We're Black owned. We're the largest Black franchise, Ben & Jerry's franchise.
That's 15 across the whole country, right?
Well, we started off with 7,
right?
And now we have 14 across the states. We have Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Missouri, and North Carolina.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've got one in Tampa.
One in Tampa.
And one here in Clearwater
Beach. And one in Clearwater Beach. Yes.
You've got a very special day coming up. Tell us about that. It's next Monday, right?
Monday, April 3rd is Free Cone Day.
Uh-oh.
And that's every Ben & Jerry's in the country will be serving free ice cream. You get it either on a cone or in a cup from 12 to 8 p.m. We're going to have live music, face painting, games, just entertainment. And so, yeah.
So you said that vanilla used to be your favorite flavor. What is it now?
Oh my God, there's so many. We have Marshmallow Sky, which is marshmallow ice cream with marshmallow swirls and chocolate chip pieces in it. We have, oh my God, the peanut butter cup sundae, which is peanut butter ice cream, and it has like little mini pieces, not mini, they're pretty big pieces of Reese cups.
Oh boy.
In it.
Man.
Oh my God.
Can we come and then put a disguise on and come again and keep doing that about 12 times?
Actually, you can get in line as many times.
Oh my gosh. We're going to arrive by
Man.
walking, and we're going to need a truck to take us out of there, right?
Man, those are just happen to be my two favorite flavors: marshmallow and peanut butter.
Yeah, I like
So-
the chocolate, the chocolate with the marshmallow in it.
The fish soup.
Is that what it is?
So there's chocolate, marshmallow swirls, chocolate fish pieces.
Fish pieces.
Yeah, the little candy
Oh,
pieces.
okay, about to
yes.
say that would have been horrible.
And what's your
Tuna
favorite flavor?
and chocolate, right? Yeah, what's your favorite? Don't tell me all of them.
I would go with just a straight up vanilla. I don't get real fancy on
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Well, that's the base for so many good things like sundaes and
Because you can add many things to it.
yeah.
I like
Root beer.
stuff in my ice cream. Stuff.
Stuff.
Well, that's
Yeah.
you. That's you.
Well, that's the place to go. They got plenty of stuff down there.
You don't have to be so technical, you know.
Yeah.
But that's
How
wonderful.
about spring break down there on Clearwater Beach? How's that going?
It's a madhouse.
Oh,
Yeah, is it?
I always say, welcome to paradise.
Yeah.
And so, but it's fun. I have live music out on the patio for the families, and we do karaoke and something to keep them entertained, the kids and the families.
Where
So-
are you located down
We're
on the
at-
beach?
We're at 409 Mandalay Avenue
Uh-huh.
on the Strip, right across from the Hilton Starbucks.
Okay.
And our Midtown location is 1106. I want to make sure I say that right.
Is downtown Tampa? Or Dale
No,
neighboring?
it's in Midtown. Midtown is like a new, I want to say it's like a new development. And it's 1106 Gramity. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Gramity Park Lane.
Okay.
And that's in Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
So the Hilton is kind of like near the roundabout.
Yes. It's
Okay,
like right the roundabout, right when you come into the
Okay.
the roundabout, you
Okay.
don't really go too
Clearwater
far,
Beach.
like Clearwater Beach.
Okay.
We're kind of category across from Pier 60.
Okay.
So
People
you're
don't
also-
know where to park.
Parking, I would recommend the park and ride. Parking downtown Clearwater, they have an area of the old courthouse,
Oh yeah.
and the Jolly Trolley shuttle takes people over, and they partner with PSTA,
Uh-huh.
and they take people over, or myself, I ride my bike,
Uh-huh.
scooter.
And you can ride
walk.
for free now
Yeah,
during
and you
spring
can ride
break.
for free for spring break
That's a
until
great idea.
until April 30th.
great. Well,
Awesome.
tell us about your company, Book with Rita.
Oh, Book for Rita. I kind of connect people and businesses together, and I'll plan your beach day.
Okay.
Say you want to come to the beach and you need transportation, I'll work with getting you transportation here, and you want to do activities as far as skidoo or any type of other water excursions. The best place to go listen to live music, the best places that I feel is a great place to have lunch or dinner, or if you want
So
to go
you're
on
like a
boat
concierge.
ride. Yeah, I'm a concierge of adventures and journeys,
How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll give a plug also to Carolyn Veltre, also known as CC.
Mm-hmm.
You're a member of the Bay Area Concierge Association, and so are we.
Yes, I am.
And so that's how we met you.
Oh, exactly.
And that's fantastic. You're volunteering for a lot of things coming up too.
Mhm.
Tell us about some of the volunteer activities and things you're going to be involved with.
Well, I previously volunteered with Amplify when we did the Chalktober Festival back in October.
Mm-hmm.
And I volunteered last year with Pier 60 Sugar Sand Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And I also volunteered with Keeping Pinellas Beautiful, like going out and picking up trash on the beach.
You're a busy woman.
I try to be.
That's really great. Well, it's super. And you have a wide variety of likes. I like that in your biography, your bio. You're a people person, but you also are into animals, dogs and cats. Of course, riding your bike, morning walks. I'm just reading off some of the things you listed: live music, movies, dancing, traveling, networking, concerts, camping, pool, bowling. Yeah, here's an interesting one. Your favorite color is yellow.
It is.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who said their favorite color is yellow.
That's a happy person. Right
I
there.
like yellow. It's a happy person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a happy color.
Mhm,
That's
for sure.
super. That's super. Do you want us to give the contact info for for your business and Ben and Jerry's as well.
Yeah. For right now, you can look for Book for Rita on Instagram or Facebook, and the same website coming soon. And with Ben and Jerry's, both location, you can look up Ben and Jerry's Clearwater, Instagram, Facebook, or the website.
Gotcha.
And also with Midtown Tampa on Clearwater, Facebook, and website.
All right. Well, it's been great. You've got certainly a full life. You're a busy person, and you seem to be, taking everything. And like you said, your next chapter in life is also going to be, I'm sure, full of energy and surprises.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's just really great. Well, thank you too, Rita Besser, and she's going to be taking part in so many different things. And make sure you come by Monday. You're going to be working Monday, April 3rd?
I will be there.
She will be at Ben and Jerry's on the beach. 12 to 8 p.m.
I think all employees will be there at Ben and Jerry's. I want to mention, do I have time to mention this? Our nonprofits, we partner, our Ben and Jerry's, nearly most of them, all of them partner with a nonprofit. And our Clearwater, we're partnering with Reentry One, and they bring people that's getting out back into society and get them set back up. Mm-hmm. And our Midtown location is partnering with Keeping Tampa Bay Beautiful.
That's great. So you get people who are coming out of prison, mm-hmm. who, instead of just getting back to the streets and dealing drugs or burglarizing,
get them home,
get them into something productive. Mm-hmm. That's a fantastic benefit to society. Well, good for you.
By the way, I was thinking if I wanted to go with something more interesting than just vanilla.
Yes.
Cookie dough.
Oh, yeah.
That's a popular favorite.
Stuff in it. Yeah.
That's got
and
stuff
there's
in
a
it.
few flavors that also has cookie dough in it.
Yeah.
All right. That's fantastic. Okay. Well, we'll be back after a few short messages. But first, see if you know the answer to this. What part of an airplane produces the bumpiest ride? Is it the front part, the middle, or the tail part? The answer right after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
In 1955, the law firm now known as Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes made a decision. Instead of taking whatever cases came through their doors, they decided to focus specifically on personal injury. 64 years later, the law firm is one of Clearwater's longest-running personal injury firms. Available 24 hours a day with offices in Clearwater and throughout Tampa Bay, they're ready to put decades of experience to work for you if you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or injured due to someone's negligence or recklessness. If you feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or unsure about your next steps after being involved in an accident or after a loved one sustained serious injuries due to someone else's negligence, call Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes at 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. That's 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. Non-attorney spokesman.
Shop the largest selection of Guy Harvey apparel, artwork, and gift items at GuyHarvey.com. From the world-renowned marine wildlife artist, the Guy Harvey online shop features the latest in performance apparel, classic Guy Harvey t-shirts, decor for every room in your home, exquisite ocean-inspired jewelry, and unique gift items, including custom merchandise not available anyplace else. Browse an extensive catalog of original Guy Harvey works of art and a full range of beautiful reproductions. As with all Guy Harvey merchandise, a percentage of sales benefits the ocean conservation, research, and education work of the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. The Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation will help ensure that future generations can enjoy and benefit from a well-balanced ocean ecosystem. Bring the undersea world into your everyday life at GuyHarvey.com.
Do you know what a truly special blog is? It's a website that's rated as one of the best in Florida, chock full of fantastic articles, humor, videos, and hundreds of cool pictures. So what blog is creating all that buzz? It's ColorfulClearwater.com, a blog on the internet created by Kelly Kelly. In only its second year, ColorfulClearwater.com is gaining in popularity every day due to its original writing and original videos and photography. It's updated several times per week with fresh content and includes everything about the color, culture, and vibrancy of Clearwater's citizens and businesses. Even though it covers just one city in Florida, ColorfulClearwater.com nonetheless is already outperforming blogs promoting tourist destinations and major sports teams. Hey, see for yourself. Give a visit to ColorfulClearwater.com and make it your source of enlightening insights and entertainment. That's ColorfulClearwater.com.
You run your business with a laser-like focus on success. Challenges come at you from every angle, but you stay the course. Your calendar is full and your time is limited. So how do you deal with governmental issues that can impact your business? Turn to Amplify Clearwater, your Chamber of Commerce for Clearwater and Clearwater Beach. Amplify Clearwater monitors legislation on the city, county, and state levels to identify issues that will impact businesses in the region. Then they become your voice to our elected representatives. They listen, watch, then take action to either support positive legislation or table bills that would negatively affect our business community. But they need your support to continue this vital work. Why not join the Chamber today? Visit amplifyclearwater.com for all the details and to submit a membership application. Amplify Clearwater. One community, one chamber, one vision.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to the Kelly Kelly Show. I'm Kelly Kelly. I'm here with my better half, Doug Kelly. And before the break, Doug asked, which part of an airplane produces the bumpiest ride? Is it the front, middle, or tail of the airplane? And believe it or not, it's the tail section, which is why I don't like riding there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, you want to get up close to the front anyway, so you can get off faster, you know.
I prefer the above the wing, which I hear is the safest place to be.
Maybe so.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. What do you think, Ed?
Well, I get nervous when my ticket says aisle 54. Because 55 is actually the bathroom. So, and if you ever want to experience, use the bathroom in the tail.
Yeah, right.
That's an experience.
Especially if you get turbulence. That's not what you like.
If the plane is going to crash, I'm not sure any place is going to be safe.
Oh, I don't think
Row
so.
54, you're going to spill your drink.
There you go. There you go. And we're talking also, you just heard from Big Ed Davis, who's the executive producer of Tan Talk Radio Network, and also in the control room helping us out today, as usual. So we need to introduce our first guest, and I'm going to, our next guest, and that's Pinellas Pasco Circuit Judge Dave Ellis. He used to run his own law firm, and he's based now in Dade City. And he's in the family division, handling domestic violence cases, divorces, and paternity suits, among other issues. Did I get that right?
Mostly. Good afternoon, and it is so nice to be back to see you both again. Last time I was here was 2019, so
It's been that long, has it?
a lot has changed since then.
Wow.
I'm now in downtown Clearwater,
Oh, good for you.
which is a real treat.
Oh,
Get to
man.
drive our daughter to school again in the morning. It's
How
our
nice.
last semester after 15 years of driving kids to school. And I grew up in Clearwater, lived here since 1975. So it's a treat to be in downtown Clearwater. Short drive. Dade City, beautiful place, very long drive.
Oh, man,
Yes, it
that's got to
is.
be grueling.
It is.
Yeah.
Wonderful people, wonderful place. I was very appreciative for the 2 years I got to spend there, but I'll tell you, I'm very happy to be in Clearwater. And yes, I do all those things, divorces, paternity cases, not domestic violence or injunctions anymore. We have so many of those filings in Pinellas County that it's its own division with 3 full-time judges assigned.
Wow.
So
That's sad to hear.
I still do those sometime. If we have a pending family law, like a divorce or paternity case, then I would hear the domestic violence part of it as well. Typically, doesn't happen that often, like I
It's
used
not
to.
fun to hear anyway.
Yeah, it's too bad. Well, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
None of this is fun to hear,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's exceptionally important.
Absolutely.
Incredibly
Absolutely.
important.
And you don't want to have cases so backed up that you just can't get to them for months and months and months. So hence you have 3 extra judges just concentrating in that area. So that's helpful.
How about during COVID? How did you handle things during COVID?
Well, good question.
Yeah.
And the answer is exceptionally well.
Mhm.
So COVID had a huge, huge impact. The Florida Supreme Court, they're the ones that make the rules for us and tell us how we have to operate. So literally, within probably a few months in March of 2020, when COVID really became a thing, Florida Supreme Court was immediately working on how are we going to continue to do business. So the short answer is civil criminal jury trials, things like that, were delayed for some time. In family law, there might have been a delay of a few months before we started doing everything remotely by Zoom.
Zooms.
So we didn't miss a thing in family law. And I will tell you that family law was incredibly busy. I'm guessing maybe because people spent more time cooped up at home together.
Got
So
sick of each other. Huh?
we used Zoom. We used it very effectively. It helped us be able to serve the public while COVID was going on. We still use it for some hearings, but for the most part, we're now back to in person.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, so where were you born and raised?
I was born in Warner Robins Air Force Base, Georgia. My dad was in the Air Force, so we were kind of all over the place for the first 10, 11 years of my life. Texas, California, Georgia twice, Germany. My dad retired in Florida. We actually moved to Denellen, which is where the Rainbow River is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love that little bridge crossing over that.
Beautiful
creek.
place, but back in 1974, there wasn't much there. So we had a lot of relatives here. We ended up moving to Pinellas County in 1974 and moved to Clearwater January 1975. And so I grew up here, love Clearwater, and it's just an unbelievable honor and privilege to be a judge in the city that I grew up in, which is really nice.
We didn't have the same father by any chance, did we? I was born.
Not that I know of, but these days, with 23andMe, you never know.
That's true too. We might be brothers for all we know.
That's possible.
I'll tell you why. I'm an Air Force brat, and so is Kelly. I was born in an air base in Japan, Itazuki Air Force Base. We spent 4 years in Germany at Ramstein Air Force Base. Lived in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Lived in Texas, Sherman, Texas. Lived in Alabama, and he also retired to Florida. So it's kind of cool. And then you were born in Michigan, and her dad was in the Air Force, so that's kind of neat. Neat. Tell us about your education. What colleges, universities did you go through?
Well, I graduated from Countryside High School in 1982, which seems like a long time ago. Doesn't look that different if you go back these days. I went to actually Florida and Florida State for undergrad, graduated in 1987.
Oh, God. You mean tell me you're a Gator and a Seminole?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Oh, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
unusual.
I'm disgusted, but go ahead.
It's hard to explain. I get that.
No, they're great schools. They're both great schools.
I worked for a couple of years as a restaurant manager, get through college, looking forward to a different career. I ended up doing the same career I'd been doing since I was 14 years old. Hence, I went to law school in Mercer, which is in Macon, Georgia.
Yes.
Graduated from there and worked in Tampa in the early 90s for a while, and then started working in Pinellas County in 1995 and worked here ever since.
A friend of ours named Phil Beck, who ended up, he was an attorney and he went to Mercer.
Really?
Same thing. And he was based in Chiefland.
Yeah.
His family was an old
Ralph's
Florida.
Burger Barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you been there?
No.
You need to go there.
Yeah, I'll have to. But he was all over too. That's kind of neat. Tell us about your family.
Family's doing fantastic.
Yep.
Our 3 kids are now 13, 15, and 20.
And your hair is still brown?
No.
No, it's definitely starting to fade a bit.
Wow.
Michelle is a nurse. She works at a local surgery center. The kids are in 8th, 10th, and second year of college. We are incredibly blessed. We have a wonderful, wonderful family. And I will tell you one of the best things about doing family law is I appreciate Michelle and our kids every single day when you see how bad some folks have it in their relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Breaks your heart? It's got to.
Does break your heart, but it also makes you appreciate your spouse
Yes, it does.
and your kids every day that you go home to them.
Yeah. Well, you've been a circuit judge for a few years now. Tell us what it's like being on that side of the judicial desk per se, as opposed to you going before judges when you were an attorney.
It is hugely different. I was unprepared for how different that would feel. You go as an attorney, and I practiced for 26 years. I did civil, family law, probate, different types of litigation. you prepare your case, you go in, you're ready to do your part, you do your part, and that's all you do.
Right.
As a judge, you're responsible, especially in family law. You are responsible for, I have
Custody.
1,100 cases.
Wow.
1,100 cases.
And you only see the worst of the worst.
That's true.
The most difficult, where people can't agree.
Mm.
You can agree on sometimes very basic things like what day of the week it is or whether that day ends in Y. I say that facetiously, but it's not that far from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
As a judge, number one, I mean, it's an incredible job, just absolutely incredible. But you make decisions in people's lives every single day that have huge impacts. You worry about that. Am I doing the right thing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to do the right thing, right? There are kids involved that we usually never meet. And you're always thinking about those children. Am I doing the right thing, the best thing under the evidence and the law for those children?
Mm-hmm.
You could stay awake at night about that. You struggle with it to make the right decisions. And you do that all day, Monday through Friday. It's a lot.
A lot of pressure.
You're always on stage.
Mm-hmm.
As an attorney, you'd go to court, but you'd have that time in the office. As a judge, you're on stage all the time, and everyone's looking to you to make the right decision. And the reality is judges are human. And as hard as we try, we're never going to be perfect, but we try to be perfect every time. So like a lot of things in life, you get out of it what you put into it. If you work really hard, you really care about the people and serving those people that are before you, because judges are public servants. We serve those people and their children. As long as you keep that in mind, work hard, know the law, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do a good job. I love doing family law. A lot of people don't. It's a great reason to get out of bed every morning.
That's something else.
Wow, I'm still stuck on 1,100 cases. Wow.
That's phenomenal.
Can't even imagine that.
Well, without, of course, naming names or particular cases, tell us about some of the ones that are the more typical or that you would consider remarkable that come to mind. And we don't want to ID anybody, or anything like that.
I won't talk about any particular cases, but it's a difficult question to ask because of the breadth of things that you see. I will tell you, when you say remarkable, that could be good or bad, right?
That's
Unfortunately, what we see, what I consider, quote, remarkable in family law, unfortunately, a lot of that's not good.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the one thing that always gets me that's so difficult to understand is when people get married because they love each other, and I think for the most part, people they promise they're going to be together forever. And you fast forward to them getting divorced, and you see where people's hatred for each other causes them to put their children in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And their children suffer.
Fighting with kids. It's terrible.
It's that making decisions that aren't necessarily good for their kids in order to further their bad feelings towards their spouse. That's the part that is the hardest to understand, the most difficult to deal with a lot of times. Again, it's also back to that. It's the best reason to get up in the morning and go to work, because I get to be there to help those kids in spite of the fact that their parents won't. You see things in family law that you just could not fathom. There's a retired judge, Peter Ramsberger, who was a legend in the state of Florida for 30 years. He was a judge. He used to say, you can't make this stuff up. And that's pretty much the truth. You hear things sometimes that are just, it can't be true.
Wow.
It's true.
It takes a special kind of person to do what you do, because I'm practically in tears and you haven't even said any specifics.
Well, it's what's sad is when they weaponize their children.
Yes.
And that's what's unfair in the whole process. And, human beings are human beings. Emotions get out of hand, and it's got to be tough. And often the kids are not there themselves, right? When you're having
kids
this
are
dueling.
rarely in court. I mean, it is the rare exception that I would ever meet people's children. But there are other ways that we handle trying to get information about children. We don't want to further, cause the children to further be in the middle. And although sometimes it might seem like a good idea to have a child testify, the reality is that most of the time
apart.
It is not. It further puts that child in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
But I try to approach it, call it out when you see it. help people see what they're doing wrong, but try to approach it in a positive way, not just to blame or point fingers, but to try to encourage people to do better, to move forward, to develop a co-parenting relationship, not to be stuck in this purgatory where they hate each other and they just can't see the next day. Life is going to go on.
Yeah.
You need to understand your marriage is over, move forward. You don't need to be romantically involved, but you need to have a co-parenting relationship because it's still your responsibility to do your very best to raise these children.
Yep, absolutely. What's your daily routine?
The alarm goes off at 5:25 to Kenny Chesney. Then it goes off at 5:30 because I told Alexa to snooze. Get up, get ready, take the first middle child actually to the bus stop at 6:19. Come back, finish getting ready, leave, take the second child to Clearwater Fundamental, usually around 7:45-ish. I'm at work by 8. I'm at work till probably at least 5:30 every day. I frequently stay later. So during the week, I have court generally 9 to 12, 1:30 to 4. Then we have add-ons all the time. When you're not in court, you're drafting all the time. Family law requires a lot of paperwork, so a lot of extra time is spent doing that. On
How
the
many
weekend,
cases a day would you see, typically?
it really depends. The shortest hearings are 15 minutes. Someday, like for instance, today, I don't know. We probably had 12 hearings today. Some were 15 minutes, some were 30. One was an hour. Tomorrow's an all-day trial, so it'll only be one. So it really, really depends on what is set that particular day.
Are you in a courtroom with a robe on?
Both. Traditionally, family law hearings have happened in chambers, which is like a big conference room. I wear a suit and a tie when I'm in chambers. If we're in a courtroom, like tomorrow, we'll be in a courtroom all day because we're going to be there all day. There's more room to spread out. The rules require if we're in a courtroom, we must wear a robe and a black robe. Apparently, some judges started coming up with colorful things, and the Florida Supreme Court says, no, thou shalt wear a black robe.
Rainbow colors or something?
Yes, camouflage, red, all sorts of different colors. So
yeah, that would be a little bit ostentatious, I guess. What about people, and I know you get this question all the time, what happens when you're pals and tight friends with a particular attorney? Do you recuse yourself, or do you just, I'm going to be as fair as I can be, whether you're my friend or not? What happens?
It's a great question. So it's a twofold question. So I want to say the first part is if there is a party, a litigant, that I have any relationship with, then I'm out. No questions asked. I'm out. With the attorneys, it's different. I know all of the attorneys. I've known most of the attorneys I see for 20 plus years. Professional relationships with them. I've had cases against them. So there's no requirement that I recuse myself. When I went to Dade City initially, I didn't really know many of the attorneys. Every once in a while, I would see one that I knew. Coming back to Clearwater, I was a little apprehensive at first. I thought it might be uncomfortable. What I quickly realized was this. Same people that I'd been litigating cases against for years, they were just as professional, just as prepared, just as congenial as they had ever been. And in a lot of the cases, it was both of the attorneys I had known for 20 plus years. So it actually has turned out to be a huge benefit, and it is an absolute pleasure. The bar that we have here, they're friendly, they're congenial, they're professional, they don't play dirty tricks on each other. I will tell you, I never have problems with attorneys from Pinellas County.
Wow, that's a major thing to say.
In family law, you've got two people, I won't use the word hate, really don't like each other. You need the two attorneys to get along and work together. Because if you've got 4 people that hate each other, case is going nowhere.
Yeah.
I give so much credit to the family law practitioners in Pinellas County for the job that they do and how they work together on behalf of their clients, but they do it in a way that they work with the other attorneys and they're professional.
That's great. That's nice to hear, because usually, well, not usually, but often attorneys can't agree on when the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. There's always not always, and they try to parse everything. Instead of black and white, it becomes gray.
You can be a zealous advocate for your client.
Right.
And I expect that. And I respect people that do it. But that's different than being unprofessional or treating an opposing counsel badly. That's
Right.
different. And I don't see that here, and I am incredibly thankful for that. The work's hard enough.
Makes your life easier. What do you enjoy doing on your time off?
Spending time with my family primarily. You know, we are at the point where we have our oldest now who is frequently away at college. And so that reality hit that
What college?
FSU. Okay, you can't see this on the radio, but I just got a really funny look.
I am so disappointed in you, Dave.
It was his choice. Well,
What dad would say, I went to FSU, why don't you go to Miami?
Well, that was me. I went to U of M. That's why I'm getting.
I definitely see this.
I'm putting
Okay.
you on.
Look, I have a lot of bad memories from FSU and Miami games back from the late 80s. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
I know.
still carrying that around. So the reality.
You've gotten your revenge, I will say, though.
Yes, it all kind of. The reality is that our family, our oldest is an adult.
Yes,
And
yes.
you think that, you know, our family of five, we're always going to be that way. And the reality hit a couple of years ago when he went away to college. It's like, they're going to become adults.
Yeah.
They're going to move away, and it's not going to be the five of us anymore. I
Yeah.
tell you, I had a real hard time with that.
It is tough. And you get that empty nest syndrome. I know it's true with my son, who, by the way, got his master's degree at Florida State.
Okay. And you're allowed that.
During that week, we just don't talk. That's all. When they actually play each other. But we're now going to do something. We have a little time left. We're going to subject you to our infamous Make a Choice game that we often play with guests. And Kelly and I are going to mention a series of 2 items, and you choose your favorite. May have done this with you last time. I don't remember.
I don't know, but this is after you made me follow the last guest who had free ice cream.
That's
right?
true.
So,
That's a tough
that is
act
a
to follow.
tough act to follow. Yes, it is.
All right, here we go. Kel?
Okay, Swiss cheese or cheddar cheese?
Cheddar cheese.
Okay.
I'm a cheddar person too. Water bed or foam mattress?
Oh, foam mattress.
Yeah. I never could get used to those.
Yeah, I don't understand how that ever became a thing.
It's just like your leg and your head go up in
The
different
water
directions.
beds were fine when you were in your 20s.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe.
Then you get older and you get bigger and
Yeah.
riding the wave.
Yeah.
So it succumbs to tsunami.
I want the resistance. Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to change this question to chocolate or vanilla ice cream.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an ice cream lover. Don't ask Michelle; she'll rat me out on that one. I'll say vanilla, but that's a really close one.
Yeah.
I'd go for chocolate on that one
Yeah.
myself. How about you, Ed? Vanilla or
Yeah,
chocolate?
I'd go with vanilla. There.
Would you? Okay. All right. Here's one that's just totally polls different. Stone crabs or steak?
Oh, stone crab. Are you kidding?
Oh,
Yeah.
If you're from Florida, stone crab's the best food God ever created.
Exactly.
I wish it wasn't $60 a pound, though.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. That's true. All right.
Mac or PC?
PC.
iPhone or Galaxy?
iPhone.
Okay.
Okay. Pitbull or Chihuahua?
Boy, they both bite, right?
Well, one of them bites harder than the other if it's that way. But
Yeah.
but do you believe it or not?
I know this is a loaded question.
It is.
Pitbull. I know the
I
answer.
love pitties.
Oh, I know you do.
I
I see you
love
on
pitties.
Facebook. That was a loaded question.
It
I was
was.
prepared for that one.
All right. And the last question, and I know Ed's probably going to be ready for this with some Florida State music in the background, but and this is going to be a hard one for you. The so-so, sort of average, usually Florida State Seminoles, or the incredible 5-time national champion University of Miami Hurricanes.
Did they win 5 times in what sport? They've not won 5 times in
They
football.
Have. They have. They've
In
won
football, they've won 5
national championships. That's true.
Now, look,
Yeah.
I'll give you this. They were a powerhouse for a long, long time.
The
5
Jurassic Age,
Yeah,
maybe.
5.
Yeah.
5 national championships?
Yeah, I think FSU had 3. I think
They
the
had
Gators
3.
had 2 or 3, but Miami's had 5.
Yeah, they also produced Vinny Testaverde. So.
Yes, they did.
That's true.
Yeah, he blew that one against Penn State way back when. But we won't get into that history.
Well, Florida State, obviously, but, a lot of respect for Miami. And I'll tell you, I love watching all the Florida teams. I
Yes.
remember
Yeah.
the days back in the 80s and 90s when
Yeah.
they were all Florida State, and Miami were all in the top 10. They'd play
Yeah.
each other, knock each other out, but they
Yeah.
were the powerhouses, which was just incredible to see. So,
Well, Dave, it's been great. We got to wrap things up. Kel, give us our verse for the week.
Our verse for the week is John 14:6. Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
And I leave you with one of my favorite adages. Just remember that only the mediocre are always at their best. In behalf of Kelly, Ed Davis, myself, please keep in mind that we're on every Monday at the same time and station for another hour of the award-winning Kelly Show. Yes, Dave.
Can I give you my favorite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. LaDonna Butler, local psychologist, to love well is our greatest task. That sums up our purpose of life.
You got it. All right. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the award-winning Kelly Show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
WZHR, Zephyrhills.
FM 104.